Welcome to the Land of Bet Sports Betting Live show. Got a bunch of y'all in here, man. Happy Sunday. Gonna get right into things. As you can see, just getting right into the screen we got here, man. So I'm gonna start running through the comments. Didn't get an episode out last night, but for those in the VIP, feeling pretty good right now about the two bets that we have down. Be nice if Davion kept scoring, but we got Davion in there, and we have Kalel Ware might get that double at the half. Got a nice high scoring game. Kalel needs a board. Davion needs 3 points or assists, and we got our hit. So we're looking good in the first half of that early game. Kind of nailed that one. Just looking at the Heat, man. Like if we look at the Heat right here, I'm just pulling up the projections. This is what we're going to be using throughout the show. Got the NBA Swishland projections here with my boy Swish, who's powering these things for us. This is on landyourbets.com. For those of y'all not familiar yet, just be able to filter pretty much everything you want. We've got projections for minutes, points, rebounds, assists, threes for everybody who's in. And we've got this connected to the to a couple different spots that we know the injury reports are good here. So we're connected to the injury reports in a way that as soon as someone's registered out, it comes up on the projections within about 10 minutes, and then we get to see what that means for everybody. Davion, we had about 10-7. I thought that was a little bit light. I thought everything was a little bit light for the Heat players, especially for Kalel. We had him at like 9.5 rebounds. So the double-double was plus 120. We had him at about 13 rebounds in 32 minutes because this is a tight rotation. There's just not that many dudes left. There's only like 7 or 8 guys that are getting minutes for this Heat squad. So we felt pretty good about some of that stuff. But like I said, this is landyourbets.com. As you can see, this is going to be props madness. So we're going to use this to start with these games. The first one's going to tip not for another like 4 hours, right? So hopefully if you are not watching this live, you can also get to this stuff. But I am going to be looking at the comments so we can see what you guys got going on. What's up, man? You were asking about the Heat and Sixers, so now you know. I do like the Kalel and Davion Mitchell stuff. At this point, I'm not really looking at anything live. Good hit there, my man. That's a good hit. And then Isaac had 20 and 4. Easy. Yeah, that seems easy for Tyrese Maxey. So good luck with that. Suggs is out, so that makes sense. Wonder if Bane will be a good look. You also had Jaylen Brown over PRA with that Mitchell look, which is good. So I'm going to star this because I want to look at some of that Boston Orlando stuff. I'll star that, and then I got the Suggs outlook. What does that mean for the Magic? We'll take a look at what that means for the Magic with Paolo and Suggs out this season. Who does well? So welcome for sure. You got Atlanta minus 7.5. Is it still 7.5? And LaMelo is ruled out, and Kristaps is ruled out, and Onyeka is still questionable. So Mo Gay might actually be the right call today. Yesterday was Kristaps. I incorrectly thought it was Mo Gay who was going to get. Well, he did get the minutes. He just sucked. He didn't do anything. Kristaps went off, took all the shots, 17 of them, made most of them, took a bunch of threes, whatever. So Kristaps is out though, and that's probably why this is hovering at what 7? Yeah, 7.5. And then on the other side, we got Miller out. And you said LaMelo out, so it's back to the Con Knipple Bridges show. And then Kalkbrenner is questionable, so I'm keeping that in mind for Kalkbrenner. If he's out, then definitely going to be looking at the Musa rebounds. This is not a good rebounding team anyway for the Hawks, so I think Musa is a good play probably in that one. As far as the 7.5, I haven't looked at that. I don't like betting, especially on a Sunday. I don't know if I'm going to be betting a side, but our resident Toronto Raptors professional here. We got Cody in the chat. RJ on the dimes today, and Shed, right? Our boy, dude. Shed is nice. I called that out in the live show 2 days ago on Friday, I think. Yeah, and talked about Shed. He had 5 before the second quarter was up. So hell yeah. Love. We'll take a look at Shed. Let me start your stuff here too. We got Shed and we got RJ, and you like IQ to hit 3 threes today as well. So this dude is paying attention to the Raptors. I will tell you that. So he is studying them and knows what he's talking about there. If you see Cody in the chat there, like I said, resident Toronto professional. But you already know. Yeah, you already know the answer to that Collier one. We got to look at the Collier. It scares me a little bit that Collier was taken out of the game. It wasn't put back in, and they gave Walter Clayton the time. This is something that Swish has kind of been waiting for. If we look at the Jazz real quick, and I got the Bane look coming. I'll star this one real quick, Day, as we look at that game in a minute. But I just wanted to bring this up real quick that, like, if we're looking at the Jazz game, Isaiah Collier played 14 minutes in this last game. And they lost by 32. Maybe it's just straight blowout, but like they played Walter Clayton. This is what Collier's second year. Walter Clayton doesn't have lines yet. Let me go down here. You can on Props Madness, you can see who some players who don't have lines yet. You can still look at them, which is great. Big shout out to the squad for doing that. But Walter Clayton ended up playing. He played 12 minutes, but he got the blowout minutes at the end when we thought Collier would have come in and gotten like 8 more minutes. Walter Clayton Jr. got that time. So I don't know, man. That's a little bit scary now. I'm not saying I'm going to ever fade Isaiah Collier assists. I'll tell you that, but I just don't know if it's as much of a lock when we feel that way. But And then we got Swish in here too, man. Like I said, this is the dude powering these projections that we're going to take a look at. So if you do have any questions for Swish in the chat, definitely do that. He's been super, super awesome in the last few weeks since the NBA season started. He started getting some more data. Now he's up in the VIP Discord chat as well. So if you're in there because you have a subscription on landyourbets.com, then yeah, this is a dude that you're going to be able to tap into. He knows what he's talking about after years of this stuff. I won't date him too much, but he knows what he's talking about. We can talk about his credentials another time. He just knows what he's talking about. That's all I can say. Let's get into this through Props Madness. We basically got the comments in here. I got a few stars, so we'll get into that. Do go ahead and give that video a like as you guys are jumping in. I know everybody's watching football right now, so I know we have a bunch of bets up on the site as well for the NFL. Haven't tracked those as well, but Nate's been holding it down with the NFL bets for sure. I think he has a solid like 8 to 10 bet card this week. If you're looking at the NFL, that's all up, like I said, lyb.com. Let's see what he did bet real quick. I just want to look at Nate's NFL bets. This is week 12. He might even have some that are still live. So he has Hurts over yards. He has Mahomes over rushing. Xavier 50 plus. I'm just handing this out to y'all if you're on the stream. So you're welcome if this helps you at all. Travion might have his longest rush. He likes to rush yards. Then Brock Wright coming in for the injured tight ends all up and down the field there in Detroit. Not sure how he's doing right now with Laporta out, but Gibbs, haven't seen how he's doing yet. And then he likes the Saints to cover, and he's got a little money line parlay in there. So hopefully that helps some of y'all out with Nate's bets that we have up on the site. Let's go back to those projections for the NBA. All right, going down. Still have some intel in there for if that helps anybody. But all right, let's get into a couple of these bets. Looking at Jalen. Let's get into the Orlando game real quick. That's all the way up at the top. That one is at 3, so we got a couple of these all tipping at 6 p.m. Eastern. This is 3 p.m. on the West Coast. Let's get to this game real quick. So looking at this one, we've got the C's playing on that, not in the back-to-back. No one's really on the back-to-back. 4 teams are. If we look at them, we got 4.5 point spread for Boston. They're at home, and then like we said, we've got Suggs out here. I think that's the key, right? Is Suggs out? Jaylen Brown, the PRA. I don't have much for it. It looks good just based on straight numbers. He's gone over once, under once against his team. Seems like a 50-50 bet. Don't really have quite as much for the JB stuff. Honestly, like all season, his stuff started to get priced out pretty quickly. Let me do the Jalen Suggs stuff on the other side though. So I do know De Silva is somebody to keep in mind. Someone just dropped in my fantasy league, probably because he had a bad game right here against the Knicks. He went 2 for 8, played 28 minutes. Didn't do quite as much, obviously, in the game before. He was awesome. We had him 17 shots in that game against the Clippers. If we look at Desmond Bane would be the guy. Let's just go right to Fantasy Labs, man, because this is the stuff I'd be doing if I was just doing my research by myself. Honestly, as soon as I saw both Paolo and Jalen Suggs, I'd be going to fantasylabs.com. You can easily find this, like I said, fantasylabs.com. Hopefully that helps some of y'all. This is going to be on off court, not just games without, right? Which is much more helpful most of the time. So Orlando Magic, let's take off court and let's put Jalen Suggs and let's put Paolo off court. These are all the minutes this season that these players that we're going to show have played without Jalen Suggs and without Paolo Banchero, with both of them off court. So most of these guys, right? We got Black, Wagner, De Silva, Carter, Bane, and Tyus Jones down there. This is probably close to the starting lineup. I know that's going to be 4 of them, right? Black, Wagner, De Silva, Wendell Carter, and Bane. Is that 5? Yeah, that's 5 right there. So that's probably the starting lineup, actually. Nice. All right. So these 5 on court together is the starting lineup. This makes sense as the guys that are going to see the most minutes, too. So if we look over here at Black, he's at 17.5. 3 boards, 4 dimes. This is all per 36 minutes. So this is not like, oh, Anthony Black's averaging 17.5 points, 3 boards, 4 assists if he plays a full game without these guys. If he played 36 minutes all on the court with these other 4 guys, but that's not the case. I think we still need to look at this as like dumb this down by a few props each time, a few points, whatever. So like this probably closer to like, based on, let's say he plays, well, he might play 34 minutes. Damn, this rotation is getting tight for Orlando. Now I'm starting to like some of these guys. So Franz is at 25, 6 boards, 4 dimes. Anybody stand out here? Like, I guess Bane's all the way down here, 23, 5 and 5. That starts to stand out to you a little bit. So Desmond Bane, he played 32 against the Knicks. That's probably about what he should, like all these dudes are probably looking at about 32. Let's see what the projections say real quick. Let's see if I can tie myself to something here. and just blame it on the projections if it goes wrong. This is probably pretty accurate, man. I mean, this rotation is getting tight. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys that I know are going to get good minutes. Goga playing like mid-20s, but this is probably pretty much it, man. I think we nailed it. I think you nailed this, Swish. I think these are the minutes for this game. So if you think these are the minutes versus Boston, these projections are pretty accurate. And that doesn't give us much of an edge on Franz here. You can see even in 37 minutes, 24, 4.5 dimes, 6 boards, and that's all what his props are at, right? 24.5 is exactly right. 3.5, a little bit of an edge there if you think he's going to get 4. It's just that it's juiced. So I don't know if you really want to call that an edge. I would rather always, we talk about this a lot, I would rather take less props. When it comes to single digit props like assists, rebounds, you can only really do one of those at a time. You can't get 2 rebounds in one play. You can't get 2 assists in one play though. You get my point. It's not the same as points where you get 2 or 3, maybe even 4 points on one play or possession. So 3.5, I would take the 3.5 before I took the 4.5, but minus 160 is gross. 5.5 rebounds, not bad. So we have a little bit of an edge on the PRA, like a smidge of an edge according to these. Not really, right? These are still projecting Franz for about the same number there. Wendell Carter seems like he's getting a nice jump here. 13 points, basically 9 boards. What's Wendell at? Wendell's at 11.5. 7.5 boards. So it seems like the model likes Wendell a little bit more than the props are giving him. So 20.5 PR right here. Can you get 20.5 PR for basically even money. And then over here, we're saying Wendell is going to get 13, 22-ish PR. A little bit of an edge right there if you like it. 1.5 threes. I'm not taking threes for Wendell. Oh, he's questionable too. Look at that. So now guess what time it is, baby. I got a graphic for this too. I got a Goga graphic I made just for that this year. I'll put it up later, but I've been messing with some AI for Goga graphics. But this is a Goga game already. So if Wendell doesn't play, these other guys seem like they're a little bit short too. So De Silva and Black, where are they at right over here? De Silva, 31 minutes, 16 points. So that would make his stuff short. Swisher, what do we think about all this? Yeah, so Swish is with me here. Much better when rested. Okay. Super ugly matchup. 2 of the worst teams to bet overs on. That's true. We should keep ourselves a little bit grounded here, but I do love what the model is telling us here between De Silva at 16 points. I mean, I see that. And maybe this is a little bit depressed because you just had a 4-point game against the Knicks shooting poorly, but now you lose Suggs, and Black and De Silva are the guys that get the bump for sure. So you want to be careful. And De Silva did not do well. Who was playing? He played 23 minutes and 18 minutes though, right? Because even Paolo was available. So even at that point, he was close to hitting this number anyway. I think this has got to be a bet. I think De Silva's got to be the bet on points. There's 3's 1.5. Come on. Nah, that's gross. 1.5 though is silly, even juiced. I guess the Celtics are not going to give up much from 3. Yeah, they don't give up much to the spot up. Maybe you want to at least start with Anthony Black. What are we saying about Anthony Black over here? Same 30 minutes, 12 points. Yeah, he's a little bit inconsistent, man. But even the 13.5 doesn't feel bad. I think it's De Silva though. I think that's who I like more. I mean, I know that is who I like more. So I'm gonna at least put that down for myself real quick. Need to talk about De Silva. I love the fact that he had a down game last game too. That really helps us out. So I'm gonna get this down for myself real quick. All right. Bear with me. Tristan De Silva, such a fire name too. Also, dude speaks like 5 languages. Just a little now you know, pretty sick. Yep, that's right. The points per minute for him has been really good, which is why the bump. But like, I don't think it's necessary. Yeah, okay. So you still got to keep him a little bit depressed, right? So like doing that real quick. Let's say De Silva 11.5, but you take out the other 2 guys, so there's a few more shots. So let's say you do say that like 12.5 should be at least be the bump that you give him because Paolo and Suggs are out, and I think that's like conservative. We say the bump is like from 11.5 on his average to 12.5. You probably keep it depressed because of the Celtics. So I think 12.5 might be a bit more fair. I see your point here. I'm keeping that in mind though, because the matchup, the combination of the matchup is keeping this depressed a bit. And then let's say that, like I said, it's probably pretty fair. 13.5, 12.5. It's probably pretty close. That's the exercise we'd be doing right there. I got De Silva at least down for myself. I'm keeping him on the notice. He's on note right now, over 13.5 points. The matchup sucks. The way that this team plays defense, I totally see that. But Bane would be another guy that you would be looking at. Like I think again, it's not a great matchup. These are 2 teams that play insanely slow. The Celtics might be last right now in pace. They are 30th in pace. What are the what are the Magic? They are 20th in pace, but yeah, they're playing. Both these teams are choppy, playing slow, and if the Celtics control things, then I would say that they're going to be tough to keep the pace high on. This game should be a little bit more fun. And now that we got some guys out, so let's see if we Maddie Stevens, what's up, man? Keep an eye on Maddie's stuff too. Always out there in the VIP chat with some great looks. Always doing his research. Okay, all right. This is what I'm talking about. Let's start here. Also, my guy, anytime you bring up Mamu Kalashvili, you've won the way to my heart. That's one of my favorite players. Let's talk about that. JJ, I mean, the double-double's gone. Was it minus 180? Oh, minus 165. Not terrible. Not terrible. Might as well just take the boards. Yeah, you might as well just take 10 and like 15, though. He's not scoring less than 15 points. So if you're going to take a double-double for JJ, it's probably like 15 and 10. Or you might even have to do 20 and 10 at this point for it to be worth it. Maybe the double-double is better odds. I don't know. But I would play around with that a little bit before I just took a minus 170 double-double for this dude, because the boards are 9.5. So if you add this to a parlay of some kind, this is going to help your parlay like stay pretty nice odds, right? You're not having to take a minus 180 with a minus 220 or something. The points are, if you took 20 plus, you're still probably looking at minus 220, right? So I don't know if it's going to be worth it at that point, but not necessarily the double-double. That's the other thing here is his stuff is just wildly high now for JJ. It was sitting at 20.5 points in a very similar situation to this one not that long ago. We're not missing anybody else today except for, I mean, I know Kristaps is out and Onyeka is questionable. But I don't know, it's like a 4.5 point jump. It's the Hornets too, so you get that bump too. All this stuff's going to be super high, man. Even Khan, look at this. Even Khan is at 20.5 because he's just that good now, I guess. 12. I mean, that's a scary thing here, man. He's shooting 12 times yesterday. You got no LaMelo, you got no Brandon Miller, and he went 75% from the field, but then he took 20 and 16 shots. I mean, I see it. It's just dumb high at this point, man. And the actually, this might be an under. The Hawks stop Khan. That's who they're good at stopping, is Khan's type of play type. Right. You talk about like spot up guys. He's pretty good in transition, it looks like. But yeah, they're going to be a little bit worse on ball. They give up more jump shots off the dribble. They don't give up the spot up. And Khan's not doing a ton off the dribble, as we can see. I guess 11%, 1 point a game off the PNR ball handler. But it's not really one-on-one or ISO for him. So it's not like they're bad one-on-one because they don't help. So isolation, they give up the third most. PNR ball handler, they give the fourth most because they don't help the ball handler, right? The guy who's defending the ball handler is on an island doing his own thing. And if the other guy can score off the dribble, then he's going to be good. Khan's not a guy you expect to score off the dribble. It might be a little bit more Colin Sexton at that point, but his stuff is also 17.5 because you have I don't think Trey Mann is playing in addition to LaMelo. So yeah, Colin Sexton stuff, super juiced. Not a bad defense by any means. I think the Hawks have still been top like 7 defense since Trey went down. This is a really good team now. The thing I'm gonna be looking at here is Musa. We don't have Musa stuff yet, but if Musa's in there, I'm gonna be taking him on the boards. One place you can beat up on the Hawks is rebounds, 25th in rebounding allowed to the opponent. So they're pretty good against centers, but if Musa's in there and he's got like 8.5 on the boards for Musa Diabate, that's going to be a bet. I'll tell you that. Let me see what else you got in the comments about this game right quick. If there's anything else. Yeah. Okay. Well, we agree on that for sure. Musa's going to be a look there. Swish is on my side. And Cody wants us to know too, Mamu loves his cup games. I mean, I love when Mamu gets up for a game, so keep that in mind. And yeah, man, Maddie has been crushing. I mean, he just does his research, dude. He finds his plays and then he hits it hard. That's what you got to do. Lean into what you believe. See if anybody has anything else for this one. This was Hornets and Hawks. Yeah, I'll just go through this one. Let me see what my notes say. I'm going to just run through my notes at the very least and see if we have anything that we like. But it's not like a force it kind of day. So Musa is going to be the play there. I still am looking at De Silva in this game. For this game, I did want to take a look at, what was the thing? Oh, yes, right here. I didn't write this one. Where are my notes at? Come on. Jalen Tyson. Let me get him up here. Got my notes right here on him, so I can just get to those. Jalen Tyson would be, all right, I know Darius is around. By the way, what's the spread here? 8 points. Yeah, just so we all know, this is not last year's Clippers team. This defense sucks. Is Kawhi officially in or out? Who knows? He could be listed in and then all this. Yeah, he's probable. Tight. Good for you, Kawhi. I'm not touching that. That's the reason John Collins is not quite at the same PRA. But Kawhi back could just mean this is now worth it at 17.5. It's been worth it at 19.5, right? Now it could just be worth it at 17.5 for John Collins unders here, but I'm not touching the Clippers. I don't know what to do with that. Jalen Tyson would be in response to there being 3 guards, including himself, available, right? Lonzo's out. Sam Merrill is out. Craig Porter Jr. is out. Or is it the other one? Not Porter Jr., but let's go without. No, it is Craig Porter. Proctor is who I was thinking of, but Proctor doesn't have lines. Craig Porter Jr. is out, and Jalen Tyson's the guy kind of anyway. So I'm kind of looking at his PRA at 17.5. If you look at the beginning of the season, mostly played like 20 minutes or less here. A few games a little bit over, but mostly that. Now you're talking about without Garland. Not even without Garland, excuse me, with Garland. Just games with Garland this season. That's when he started to play more minutes, 29, 23, 31, 27. So he's like mid to high 20s. And when he's playing mid to high 20s, right here, he's averaging in these games 27.5 minutes, averaging 19.5 PRA. Like, I think it's a reasonable look. The points are actually the thing holding you back if you look at it. The assists have been nice, or at least the RA. I guess the rebounds have really been the nicest thing. That's the thing that's juiced the most. But this is where I'd be looking, probably PRA. If you just think his involvement, if this does get out of control, he'll still get some time out there. I don't trust the Cavs to beat the crap out of anybody right now, but yeah, I still think Jalen Tyson PRA is probably the look. I'm going to see what the model's pulling up right now, looking at the Cleveland Cavaliers for a minute. Let's go minutes down here. So yeah, these minutes are gonna be a little bit wonky because this rotation is also tight. Guys like Darius Garland's not gonna probably get full minutes yet. I think he's probably good to go full, but the model can't possibly know. Like, there's just not enough guys on this roster right now. Everybody's hurt, man. You look at all the guys not playing, then there's gonna be some big minutes for other dudes. The thing is, like, even with these massive minutes, you can see these numbers for the projections are still pretty anchored to like the market and reasonable projections here. It's not like just because the minutes are unable to like really get anchored here. Everything else makes sense. 19 points, 9 boards for Mobley. I was looking at Mobley on the double-double again. I think the money's probably gone on that. What are the odds for his double-double? Yeah, it's even money. I got it plus 120 yesterday. That was because and Allen's already out. As we know, I keep forgetting to mention Jared Allen's not even playing. So there's more boards here available. It's a good rebounding team still, I'll say, for obviously Zubac is down there. So they're still like 12th in rebounding, 3rd limiting rebounds to like forward centers. So Mobley and like the even on the double-double, I guess if you like his rebounds, and I would take that. I'm probably good on that for right now. We still have him at 9 rebounds against a pretty good team. Let's even say he played like 35, 36 minutes because it's such a tight rotation now with everybody missing. But yeah, I think the guys are probably finding value on are like Jalen Tyson. Like, we have him at 14 in the minutes that he would probably play. Let me see. He's at 10.5. I do think he's the best look for the PRA. I'm at least right. I've got him down here, so I'll probably put that out and put that down and get it in the VIP in a little bit. Okay, we got the. Oh yeah, okay, cool. You're talking about rebounds too, so that's cool. And then Swish does like Proctor quite a bit because this team does like Proctor. I do see that. But they love Jalen Tyson. I think they do love him too. I think 27 minutes is a really solid projection for his minutes, and probably a few more with how few guys are available at guard, right? Like, I think you get him to 30. Between Mitchell, Garland, and Tyson, you've got like 48 minutes each, like, right? So it's probably like 35, 36, and like 30, basically. That's still, you still have time to spare. That would be still some lineups without any of them on there. But yeah, we have him at about 20 PRA. I think that's a really good projection for Jalen Tyson. I'm gonna put that bet down. Mobley assists, Hunter PR. Let me see that. And then Hunter 23 PR. Is that a good number compared to what they have him here? Oh yeah, they got him at 16.5, 4.5 boards. And no, they do have him 20.5 though. What did you say we like, Hunter? 24? Oh, 23. Yeah, that's a bit of that's a nice little edge right there too. 23 PR. I always want to take his assists. I feel like he has not had. With Garland, he doesn't get the potentials. But with Garland, it does seem like he's playing a little bit closer to the basket too. Only 21 minutes there. Only 28 minutes here. But you got to get him up to like 32 at this point, or you can't play less. He's starting. He's going to play 32. I think if they've got him at 16.5 points, yeah, you can get him at 15.5 over here. All right, I see you on DeAndre Hunter too. I think those are the places that we're still getting really good value on the Cavs players. Jesus, what team is this? Over 20.5 PR. I like that look. There was something else I was seeing here. And then, yeah, Hunter PR, was that someone just brought that up too, right? And that's what you were answering. All right, I'm catching up. What else? My guy was talking about the assist for Mobley, right? Yeah, with Garland back, it's a little bit weird. Maybe they're 3.5 with Garland back is still a little bit weird to me. He's looking at about 3.8 with Garland. The potential is one game with 10 plus potentials. That was that OT game against Miami. How many minutes did Garland even play against Miami? 19, right? So yeah, when he's on court with Garland, I imagine those assists go way down for Evan Mobley. So I think I'm a pass on that one for who brought that up. That makes sense. But all right, cool. Yeah. Oh, out of the no. So Mobley's threes are directly correlated to Jarrett Allen's presence. Prop Bomb was the one who pointed this out. Maybe last playoffs, maybe the playoff before, but when Evan Mobley is playing with Jarrett Allen, his threes go down, which makes sense. He goes closer to the basket, right? When you look at him, let's see last year if we do a without. Where's Jarrett Allen? They got him all the way at the bottom. That's why I keep forgetting about him. Jarrett Allen on the season. It looks like it's only slightly better. This was maybe even like 2 years ago. I guess he started taking a lot more threes. The threes at 1.5. This is with Jarrett Allen 1.3. So it's, I guess, basically the same. He basically played the whole season with Jarrett Allen. Maybe it was the playoffs that it mattered. That was what Prop Bomb pointed out to me. So I buy it. That's the only reason I would be staying away from something like that without Jarrett Allen playing, is that makes Mobley play a little bit further down towards the basket. But it could make sense. Let's see. We got one for LBJ a little bit later. Yeah, I could see that. I like the under 0.5. That's a cool name. That's a cool name. LeBron assists. Yeah, let's take a look at that game down there. Give this game a little bit of attention. Still going to talk about Ace Bailey. Collier, we talked about. Swish, if you're in there, will you let me know what you think about Collier in this one? Because it was scary that he didn't really even get blowout minutes when Walter Clayton Jr. got in there last game. That was a little bit odd and annoying. But let's see the LeBron James. The dime. So he's played one game, right? It was just that one last game. Now they're playing the same squad. 20 potential assists. Jesus Christ. What did Luka do? I didn't even watch that game. Luka had 37 points on 22 shots. He had also had a double-digit assist game with 14 potentials, and the boards were only at 9 rebound chances, 5 boards for him. What were Labreezi's boards? Just 3. Interesting. And so what? This dude's not going to get dimes anymore, right? I remember when he had like 8. He was 6th in the league in assists at one point. Austin Threeves. Now he had 4 potentials because he's playing with LeBron and Luka. This is an underlook for me. With Luka, with LeBron, I cannot imagine that he's had 5 assists very often. We're getting plus money. This might even get up to 5.5. Yeah, people keep hitting this over for us, and then I'm going to take an under on Austin Reeves' assists. Yeah, I totally see you. I don't think one game is a sample size to be like, this is what he's doing now, but he's old, too. It would seem to make sense that he'd rather not go all the way to the rim and crash his body into, I don't know what, Kyle Filipowski. Maybe he doesn't give a shit about that, or Nurk even. But 12 assists, and now he's at 7.5 plus money. I don't have a beat on it. I think Swish was saying that he did like a little bit of that. He is a big fan of Bigs versus the Jazz. Yep. This was after last game. So our intel is saying, hey, LeBron's going to be more of a distributor. That seems to be what the Lakers want him to do, is be more of a distributor. That said, that was because he just had 20 potential assists. So it makes sense that our intel is going to be like, holy crap, LeBron James is looking to be a facilitator. Well, yeah, I'm sure you would say that after 20 potential assists. So like you said, it's after the game that they mentioned that. But and Maddie's on the dimes. We had a bunch of people on the dimes in the VIP. Shout out, go see Mike. I know he's not in here, but he's a big contributor and VIP capper in the chat there. So and then this was brought up, and Swish likes this as well. DeAndre Ayton 13.5 and 8.5 rebounds. Yeah, I actually thought the double for Ayton made sense when you look at it at plus 145, 160 on DK, and his rebounds are 9.5. Yeah, I mean they're plus money. So yeah, it's 8.5. So that's what it is. Like you're getting a little bump on the board, but you get plus 150 because you get to bump down the points to just 10. I think all of it's probably good. Double PR. I do think like he's 20 and 10 and 3 straight now. He took 13 shots with LeBron playing with all of them. So I do think he's a guy that's not going to lose minutes and probably is better now that he is playing alongside more good players as well. To be not just a guy that when guys are out, you want him to do more. It's not necessarily the case for DA. He's the only guy doing what he's going to be doing for them, especially because Rui's not playing anymore. That was probably a guy played similar to him, like some drives to the basket, but also the mid range game. Yeah, if you have him 24 to 34, I think like 30 minutes is what he'll continue to see. So I think Ayton has got to be a key continued play for sure. Let's see, we got another one for the 3-pointers for Luka, Lowry, and Keontae as well. Threes for all those dudes. Lowry, we cannot ignore Lowry for a minute. Dude is just absolutely going crazy. The finisher, by the way, what a fire nickname because he's Finnish. You get it. The finisher. The last game was not great. They lost by 32, and it was against the best team in the world. So he, despite playing 35 minutes, he got to the free throw line a bunch, but he only had 8 shots. His threes have to be 2.5. Yeah, and it's minus 180. Get the hell out of here. I don't think threes is the way I'd be playing this for Lowry. Not for that juice. If you want to take him to get 4, that's fine. I guess the defense is pretty bad here for the Lakers across the 3-point line, but you're talking about like a guy who's coming off screens. Yeah, they're pretty good on ball and even off screen, I guess. Not good against spot up. I don't see the threes as the way to play it, but the points still make sense to me. His rebounds have been really low this year. Points are still going to make sense to me no matter what. Like I think 30 plus is basically where he should live at. I don't know why this would be 26.5. What, we think the Lakers defense is better now because he just had a bad game? That seems pretty low despite how awesome he's been playing. So might just be a 30 plus, play the number there. Let me just put that down for myself real quick. Lauri Markkanen. Have yourself a year. And they got to keep playing him so that they can trade him because they're stupid in Utah. Danny Ainge outsmarting himself again. 30 plus points. Seems like it's worth it. It's going to be some decent plus money. Keontae is a hooper, man. He's been hooping. Threes for Keontae. I don't really love 2.5. I guess plus money's fine. What are the 3 attempts for him this year? 6.5. So you expect him to take like 7. Got to make 3 for plus money. That's 40%. Not totally with it on the threes for him. Assists still seem low. Lakers are not great limiting assists. He just had 8 on 10 potentials. The fact that he had 8 against the Thunder, he's hooping this year, man. 3.5 on the boards. The PRA would be just as good as any bet. What is all this depression here? What is this 4-point down from his average against a boo-boo defense? What am I missing here? Yeah. Any ideas on that, Swish? Like, why is there a drop in these numbers for all of the Jazz players? Like, they're all going to keep playing unless I'm missing something. Like they've decided, I don't know if I know that they're auditioning Lowry for the trade. They are. What they're asking for is stupid. They want like 4 first. If you saw what they want for Lowry from Detroit, that's the baseline. From Detroit, they want like Tobias Harris, Jaden Ivey, 4 first-round draft picks, like 3 second-round draft picks. They just wanted the world for Lauri Markkanen, and Detroit was like, no, we're not selling our future for Lauri Markkanen. And then Keontae might be the same way. I just don't know. He might be around now. Like, I would want him to be my starting guard. I don't know if I want him my starting point guard specifically, but I'd want him in my backcourt. I think he's gonna be good. So I don't know if you're auditioning him or not, but these minutes still have these guys. Like, I think you probably assume Keontae and Lowry still good for 30. I think that's what they've been playing. Yeah, they're still good for 30, but the Jazz are playing so many guys that the minutes are going to look a little bit spread out here because there's so many guys have gotten in and out of the lineup this season, right? That when all of them are available, it's kind of like, well, we have to give some minutes to Taylor Hendricks, but like maybe we don't. We're not totally sure yet. Does he even have lines? Yeah, he doesn't have lines because he's not really getting minutes. So we can probably bump up a few guys, a couple minutes, the ones that are actually going to play towards the top. It just like right here, Isaiah's at 24. This poor model is trying its best to be like, what do I do with these Jazz minutes? What do you want me to do? Like, Will Hardy randomly plays other guys I've never heard of on random games. What would you like me to do? It's like, I'm sorry, man. I know I'm asking a lot of you, but I think we don't worry about the minutes. We just look at the other stuff. So Lowry at 28 makes sense, even in 28 minutes. His points per minute is great, but I think we put him up closer to 32, not 28. So 28 points in 32 minutes still makes sense to me. The 21 for Keontae also makes sense to me. The 6 assists makes like all this stuff makes sense to me. So I do think we're a little bit higher on Jazz stuff here on the LYB projections with the Swishland stuff. Like we're on a little bit higher on the Jazz, it would seem. I guess the blowout comes into play. So let me look at that. All depends on the blowouts. Got to keep that in mind. And the model is taking into consideration the spread of the game, which is now 9.5. This last one was a 14-point loss. 9.5 though, like the Jazz stay getting blown out. So is 10 points a blowout? Like, or is 10 points just how much they should lose by? And if you assume that they're going to lose by that, let's do this real quick. Let's see the win-loss margin for a minute. They've lost by 40. I love that. Let's say that when they've lost between 10 and 20 points, what happens? Keontae's played 35, 37, 35 minutes. If they lose by 20, he's still playing like full, right? So I don't think we have to be worried about that. In fact, his PRA still hit pretty much each game except for one against the much better defensive Pistons. So I think what I'm saying is here that we have a yeah, for real, that's crazy. But I think what we're saying here, Swish, correct me if I'm wrong, then, is that like we kind of like some Jazz stuff here. Like I think there's some Jazz points to be had even if you think they're gonna lose by 10 to 20, and that's part of the reason that there's this depression in the props. Like this all makes sense to me. So I'm just writing that for myself. I like Lowry points. I want to say I like Keontae, and I do. So I'll just say I like Keontae. It's just I just don't trust Will Hart. But these are the two guys that'll play. You could take some ace. I still think you can take some ace, even if he plays 20 minutes. We got this by the skin of our teeth last game. Not last game, the prior game. Skin of our teeth. And he did stay hot against the Thunder. I would still probably play some ace. I'm at least going to write it down on the points here. Ace Bailey over 11 points. I can't quit Ace Bailey. I don't know what you want me to say. I'm keeping him on my dynasty team for some stupid reason, too. I'm just not going to play him all damn season because we have no taxi. All right. I think I'm good, bro. I got to get some of this stuff down, but it's a weird-ass day. I'm definitely not touching this game. Not even coming close to it. And then the Spurs, I wanted some stuff over here, like KJ, but Keldon Johnson stuff's even too high. 7.5 rebounds is just, 6.5 back down. Maybe on the PR for Keldon. 21.5 now. This is like 22, 23.5. Maybe once you start getting the minutes, but that's really all I have for this one. So, yeah, that's fair too. They might not know what to do with Brown on the floor, but they're way overvaluing, I think, what he's going to do to the defense for this team. Brown ain't the same guy anymore. So yeah, I think I'm going to be taking some Utah stuff. But all right, y'all, that is all the time. These other projections, like I said, have been on landyourbets.com for anybody interested in checking stuff out there. We do have a couple of discounts and stuff like that if you're interested in jumping in. So I'll just let y'all know that if you sign up for Novig, it's linked in the description of the video. Plenty of stuff to get you a free month in the VIP. So if you want to jump into the VIP and get access to landyourbets.com, go ahead and sign up for any of the stuff in the description of the video. That'll get you a free month. Like I said, Novig is linked in there. This is an awesome sportsbook exchange. If you're not using it yet, should be really solid. The code is LYB. So go ahead and just type that in when you sign up. Like I said, I'll get you that free month. So sign up using LYB. Then just email us, support@landyourbets.com. That's the email to hit. And if you need anything, hit us up there. We'll hit you up if you need to contact us. So that's what it is. But appreciate everybody jumping in. We'll be back here. I'll be getting everything up to you guys for tomorrow's slate. What do we got for tomorrow real quick? Also, did we hit our bets yet? Yeah, we got our Kalel Ware bet. And we're at 15 for Davion. Can't get a point for us, huh, Davion? All right, we're close. Half the quarter's over, Davion. Anyway. And then what do we have tomorrow? Tomorrow is the 24th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, they got what is it? The cup? Mother freaker. What is tomorrow? Let me look at #basketball real quick. Tomorrow's Monday. Who's playing the back-to-back? Golly. We got a 10-game slate, 6 teams on what is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 teams on a back-to-back. This is gonna be fun. Is it the cup? Does anybody tell me if that's in the cup in there? No. What's wrong? What's wrong with the Thunder game is they should be destroying everybody, shouldn't they? I'm good on it for tonight. That's all it is. Is it? Can anybody ever have the cup games tomorrow? Let me see. NBA.com will tell us. No, not NBA2K.com. Hate that. NBA.com will tell us if we got cup games tomorrow. Well, let's just go to the schedule. Fuck, whatever. Nope. Next games are Tuesday. Okay. So it's just a bunch of games tomorrow and then the cup. All right. Like I said, appreciate you guys. If you have missed anything, just go back and watch it. I got plenty of looks in there tonight for today so far, and I'm gonna get that stuff down in the VIP. Gonna have the Monday Night Football video out to you guys tomorrow as well. So happy betting today. Until I see you next, best of luck.